take like okay, there we go. Hold on 1 second. Hey everybody. So greetings everyone. This is Jami Muhammad, and today we're going to be doing an epic interview with brother Andre Batts. This is part 2, and this is gonna be an exciting and an amazing interview, inshallah. And I pray that you all enjoy. Just waiting for brother Andre Batts to come in. I apologize for the technical difficulties out of nowhere. Facebook just stopped me from going live and being able to let y'all know that I was going live. But I just made a live on My Spark Creations. Okay, I'm gonna have to remove my Facebook. I knew it. Do I have another Facebook? Excuse me 1 second, guys. Yeah, I don't think I can post anything. Great. Okay, yeah, I got the drama on YouTube. I apologize. I apologize. So let me share this YouTube link. This is a little bit, but it'll be okay. So let's go. All right, so we're gonna go back. We're gonna post. Okay, so let me get this ready. So like I said, I'm still just waiting for brother Andre. Is he able to join or is something wrong? Just like I said, I'm having a few technical difficulties. Apologize. The enemy is really working right now. Thank you for coming, whoever just joined. Okay. Continue, publish. Then I have to go to Dad's regular page and publish. Okay, there's brother Andre Batts. Join us for this epic interview. All right. Greetings. Hold on, I'm about to bring him on. Greetings, Dre.
Greetings, brother. Greetings.
I apologize about the technical difficulties. The enemy just started working. He took my Facebook down and stuff. Now I can't go live on there.
I believe it. I was having a hard time getting in there for a second.
Yeah, I apologize about that. Like I said, they started working at I don't know.
You know they work at all kind of levels.
They do.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
How
you doing? I've been doing
real good.
Pretty good.
Oh, good,
Pretty good. Pretty good.
I seen the interview you had. I think it was last week with the young brother that did Black Sands.
Yeah, yes, sir.
That was a good interview.
Did? Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Of course.
Yes, sir. And I pray that this is going to be a good interview as well. My first thing that I really wanted to ask you, I want to ask you about your Motor City Comic-Con that you created. Why did you make it in the first place? What inspired you?
Okay, the Motor City Black Age of Comics. Okay,
yes, sir.
That's the event. We don't want to get it mixed up with the Motor City Comic Con.
Oh.
That's the reason why it was created, was because of Motor City Comic Con. If you get my drift. Basically, the reason why I created it was because we wasn't getting enough representation as far as in different events and different venues. They would have a lot of us, creators of color, Black creators sitting like scarce out just everywhere in the back. We weren't where the main traffic would be, so therefore, we wasn't getting representation. So I felt the need to create the Motor City Black Age of Comics some years ago, maybe 13 years ago. I was doing another con that kind of gave me the idea as well. In Chicago, I did the Black Age of Comics in Chicago, and met the brother that started it all. His name Churchill Only, and I kind of got the idea from that, but I didn't pursue it at that point in time. But later, I did an event, the East Coast Black Age of Comics, and met a couple of brothers, and they basically, put a bug in my ear to see if I could do one in Detroit. And I thought it was a grand idea, and I connected with another brother that was trying to put it together. So I brought my name in it, and once I brought my name in, we was able to get to your Motor City Black Age of Comics started. I mean, as far as Motor City Black Age, to represent, like I said, the artists of color, because there's plenty of us out here that's doing it, but none of us were getting the recognition. We got a lot of black artists and black writers who are working for mainstream media or mainstream comic companies, but for the most part, they were working for somebody else. It wasn't like they were doing their own thing. So therefore, Motor City Black Age was for those that was in particularly doing their own thing. It started off that way.
Wow. Well, that's amazing. I didn't even know that. I didn't know it was two of them, but I like that you made your own that represents us, because that's how a lot of it is. They purposely don't represent us, put us in the background.
Right. We have a lot of different cons now that just represent us for the most part. We have we got the Blurred Con in Maryland area. We have the Black Comic Book Festival in New York. We have like I said, the Black Age of Chicago. We have so many different shows now. It's hard to keep up with, but I think right now we're maybe running into a little issue because of the COVID and not being able to congregate together like we used to back then. But now everyone's doing a lot of virtual cons, I notice, which is something I may look into myself. I haven't really pursued, the interest in doing it. I like to, once I get into it, I like to go for it.
Yes, sir. Sir. So I have to ask you, what was it like being at the con that you created? Like, what was the experience like?
Well, the experience in my event, the Motor City Black Age of Comics, you get an experience, like I said, from different artists that's not even out there as far as in the mainstream market. You getting your hip hop groove, you getting your house music, you're getting everything or whatever. It's an entertainment bubble. That's what it is. When you come to the Motor City Black Age, you're being entertained and you're being educated at the same time. Why? Because we have a lot of different artists that are doing workshops that are teaching you how to, format a comic book, draw a comic book. We have writers that come through teaching how to format a story. We also have, the hip hop artists that come through and perform throughout the day. And then at the end of the day, we have them close out the event, just with a lot of live performances or whatever. We got the cosplayers or whatever to come out to represent and showing what they have. This past year, I was really looking forward to it because I had a young lady that came on board, Jonquil Baker. She came on board to do the cosplay event. It was going to be outstanding, off the hook. I had a couple of people that was working with me this go round. A brother named Daryl Maxwell, Irvin Johnson. They had a lot of bright ideas that really was going to take the Motor City Black Age to a whole nother level. And like I said, we already had entertainment, but we were taking entertainment to a whole nother level, several levels.
Well, that's amazing to hear, actually. And I appreciate you for doing that.
All right, thank you.
Yes, sir. So What are your future plans for your comic book?
My comic book or the con?
Well, both. If you want to say both, that's fine.
Yeah, because I do everything, you know. I do both of everything. I do the con and I do the book. As far as my comic book is concerned, you know, I'm in the process of working on some animation and some gaming right now. That's the present time. Um, I'm looking at that. That's really the main thing I'm looking at. I'm hoping that one day I can eventually get a live action going as far as with Dreadlocks, a live action movie. That would be the ultimate goal. But the ultimate goal is to be on top of everything. Uh, you know what I mean by that is where when you go out and someone talk about black comics, they mention, you know, urban style comics, Dreadlocks. That's the first thing that fly out of their mouth. That's the whole ultimate goal. You know, right now we have it where even though it's a lot of us out here that doing comics, we still have people out here that aren't familiar with black comics. As far as you'll go out and they'll say, I never even heard of black comics. I didn't even know brothers was doing comics. So I want to get that, you know, notion. I want to get rid of that. I want it to be where, you know, like I said, when you hear comics, you hear about black comics, you know about black comics, and not just Black Panther per se, because Black Panther is done by a European organization. No, I'm talking about black comics straight up. And the first thing to come out of their mouth, I want it to be urban style comics Dreadlocks.
Yes,
Worldwide.
yes, sir. I'm pretty sure you're gonna achieve that goal too. I mean, because you've been pushing hard. I mean, it's only a matter of time before it pays off.
Right, right.
Yes, sir. I don't think I asked you this
Excuse
last
that
time.
drink. I had to
Like,
get that drink in.
what did you say?
I should excuse that I had to get my drink, my green tea in real quick.
I
Quick.
look. I'm not tripping on that. People be drinking on stream all the time. But I didn't ask this last time. But like, what's your favorite? Do you have favorite anime or no?
As far as anime is concerned, you know, I like several different movies. You know, I got into, of course, Street Fighter 2. It's one of my favorites from back in the day. You know, I'm an old head. Uh, the Ninja Chronicles or whatever was one of my favorites. I had several of them that I like. I can't just name them right offhand because it's been a minute since I watched them. The Wind Ninja Scrolls is what was really one of my favorites. Have you ever heard of that one? Wind Ninja
Yes,
Scrolls.
my dad loved Ninja Scroll for
Yeah,
real.
that was my favorite right there. That was the ultimate animated movie for me. Anime, I should say.
Yes, sir. So I remember that you had a magazine coming out recently. Are you still in the works of doing the magazine?
Well, I wasn't the one doing the magazine. It was someone else doing the magazine that I supported and I backed 100%. He was doing a magazine that would feature a lot of different black artists, creators, cosplayers, anybody that was in the genre. He was doing something like you're not familiar with it, but a Wizard World book magazine, which, like I said, it consisted of different artists, creators, and he was going to showcase them, tell their stories and things of that nature. And he had started a Kickstarter on it, but the Kickstarter wasn't successful. As far as me doing the magazine, that's never been my goal. But I supported him 100%.
Yes, sir. Well,
Mhm.
that's support each other around here nowadays.
Yeah, I was hoping that it would have been successful as far as his Kickstarter was concerned, but it wasn't. And hey, all Kickstarters aren't necessarily successful all the time.
That's
He
true.
gave it his all. Maybe somebody else will come around. Right now, we do have another one that's out though called ICC Anthology with independent comic creators done by Terrence Baker. He does a magazine like that where he introduces different artists, different creators, and it's a very good magazine. Matter of fact, he featured me in there a while back, the last year sometime.
Yeah, I ironically I actually read that article and I used that in my blog. I actually read part of the article.
Okay. So you were already up on it then.
Yes, sir. To some extent, I got to get back into the groove with it and start looking
Oh
at
yeah.
more artists and stuff.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So I heard you said you're trying to get what to where your comic is like in the gaming industry. So what kind of game are you trying to make?
I
I'm
can't get
sorry.
everything.
I'm sorry. You're right. I'm sorry. Yes,
It's all
sir.
good, but I'm working on it. I got a lot of things in the pipeline right now. I don't do a lot of posting on Facebook or social media, which I'll probably turn that back around. But in the near future, though, kind of like on another subject, somewhat, I'm getting ready to start my blog back up, the Chronicles of the Revolutionary Nerd. That'll be coming back soon with me and Cynthia McDonald. We'll be talking about different things, all blurred, and we'll be going into that. I had created that with the Motor City Black Age of Comics. I had a blog talk radio show, but now I'm getting ready to do it live stream.
Oh, so where can we find this new show that you're gonna be show that you're restarting? Where can we find it?
Once I get ready to get it pumped up and started, which will be soon, I will be posting it on social media and put my website, and I'll have it out there then. Right now, I can't tell you where you would find it, but it'll be coming within the next couple of weeks or so.
Okay. Yes, sir. Definitely. I would definitely be looking out for that.
But as far as what I'm working on for Urban Style Comics, it's just a lot right now that I'm working on. I'm still working on my new books or whatever. I have a couple of them in the pipeline right now. I have new dreadlocks coming out. I have I'm finishing up the book right now, The Cage of Jihad AD. I'm almost done with that one. We have Black Watch, which is getting ready to be colored sometime soon, within the next week or so. Uh, I'm getting ready to get another writer on board for one of my stories, Queen Nubia. She's going to be on that soon, so we'll get that, in the pipeline soon as well. But right now, I'm still focused on my books and, like I said, gaming, animation. I'm getting into animation now, so that's taking up a lot of time. But I think that's something I really want to do as well.
All right. Yes, sir. Well, you're a busy man. That's a good thing. That's a
I
good
try to
thing.
be, as well as working 9 to 9. So yeah, I try to be.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Have you ever heard of this YouTuber called Blurred Without Fear? He's a black YouTuber. He's kind of well known now. He talks about like different black characters in the mainstream like stuff.
No, I've never heard of them before.
Oh, okay.
Mm.
Yeah.
Blur Without Fear. I'll pull him up since you bring him up on your talk show.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Because it's also like, it's not a lot of black YouTubers either. Um,
No, it's not.
it's not.
But then that goes back to everything else. It's not, quote unquote, a lot of us in a lot of different things. But I think it's more black YouTubers than we actually think. Once again, we have to understand that we don't control these mediums. So as long as we don't control these mediums, we'll never know what's out there as far as we're concerned, as far as our people are concerned. So until we control all that, then we can make that, distinction of it not being enough, or we got overabundance of us, and so on and so forth. But trust me, there's a lot of us out there. It's just like the comic books. We're not getting the recognition.
That's true. Because it literally took them don't know how many years it took them for them to admit it was actually a black woman that helped them build the shuttle in Hidden Figures. It took them like 40 years.
What, last year when they, or 2 years ago when they made the movie? Maybe
Yeah,
ago. That's when they admitted it. That's just like with the COVID vaccine or whatever. You know, a lot of people don't know it's a black woman behind that right now.
yep. You know, I know this is a little bit off topic, but I want to ask you, how do you feel about the COVID vaccine? Actually,
I have no feelings about it whatsoever. You know, I'm into different movies, kind of like it's on the same subject or whatever subject line. You know, when you're dealing with like zombies, apocalypse, and things of that nature, you know, something like that could possibly transpire. You know, we all taking these shots, and next thing you know, or the vaccine. Next thing you know, we'll have an I Am Legend on our hands.
yep.
So I'm not against it or whatever because I think it's something that's necessary. But at the same time, I'm not for it either. If that makes sense.
Yes, it does. It does. Like when a government always says, "I can't confirm or deny these details."
Right,
You know,
right, right. But I feel if everybody feel that it's going to help them, then they need to take it. If you have people that feel that it's a conspiracy or they feel they're anti-vaccine, I'm with them as well. You know, I can't really push anybody to do one or the other because somebody's right here, but we just don't know who.
that's true. Yes, sir. So okay. I'm trying to think. Sorry. Um.
You got your
We.
question?
Yeah. I'm sorry.
You're supposed to be like this with your questions.
You're right. I'm sorry. I apologize. Um,
It's all good.
but no. So we already said what are your future plans. You said what your future plans were. We talked
You
about.
know, it's about monopoly or whatever. It's about that. You know, I see a lot of cats on social media right now just really plugging their stuff in, and that's a good thing or whatever. And I'm glad I influenced a lot of individuals, and I'm glad that I was able to do that. They're influencing me at this present time. So I like that when we can bounce off one another like that. So, you know,
Yes,
eventually,
sir.
like I say, I'm going to start back, you know, pumping up, you know, what I have in the stream as far as urban style comics, Dreadlocks, Black Watch, Jihadi D, Queen Nubia, Mizraim, and so on and so forth.
Yes, sir. Because that networking is very important because like
Really?
yeah, because really we was when we started our company, you know, and when I started this, really what who helped us the most was our brother Ben X, because like we were in a,
Okay.
you know,
That's good. That's good.
do you freeze? Can you still
I
okay, I have to make sure you still hear me.
seem like you're going in and out there, but I'm familiar with Brother Ben X. I've listened to a couple of his take on a lot of different things or whatever. I like his take on a whole lot of different things.
Yes, sir. But he really helped us creating the content that we do in terms of, you know,
Okay.
yeah. Because if it wasn't for him, we really wouldn't be doing a lot of this. And wouldn't be, you know, because we were in the beginning when we had our company, we
Mhm.
were like doing a social media or whatever, but not the way we doing it now. So I
Yeah.
thank God for Brother Ben.
Well, you know, I think in our last interview we kind of like discussed this a little bit or whatever. I think now or whatever is the time to, since we can't interact physically with one another as far as a whole. I think now is the time to do formats like this. As far as, you know, like with your comics, you know, we have to actually start. Well, I can throw this out there, but start creating your own commercials or whatever and throw them out there. You know, like, you know, sometimes I may post a picture or whatever, Now it's time to talk about those pictures, and post up a live video, a pre-recorded video, advertising what you have to offer to the public. And that goes with the streaming as far as what we're doing right now. You pump it out more, hey, check out this link this weekend, and you'll have 25 plus people checking it out. And I feel the same way with the comics. Right now, the way it's leaning, everything is interactive, and it's interactive via Facebook, via video. And with that being said, we should be generating our own commercials at this point. That'll help a lot.
Yes, sir. Because like from what I see, it's definitely a lot of black animators out there.
Oh yeah.
And we really need them because like it's two that I saw. His name is Royal Protum. And then there's another one called Fella Animated. They have some pretty good animation, and we need more of that.
Okay.
Yes, sir. But like you said, we definitely need to control more of our own market and really corner the market of like Marvel and DC and all that because, like you said, a lot of that is not meant for us. I know most of us, like that's the mainstream. We kind of really fight against Marvel and DC because we trying to become the mainstream in the mainstream.
Right. Well, I'm trying to make my own mainstream. Just to be honest. But the thing of the matter, we have to think also that Marvel, DC, and all these different companies, they've had to jump on us for over 60 plus years. And when we got into the market, we got into it, like I said, by drawing their characters or drawing for them or writing for them and so on and so forth. Even to this day, we're still doing the same thing. We created avenues for different comic creators and artists to come on board to do a show like, say, the Motor City Black Age of Comics. In order for us to be successful, you need these Black creators to come to your event. If they're like not coming to the event, that's not showing any unity whatsoever. One thing about this industry that I noticed since we are starting to get our names out there, whatever, some of us, that is very cliquish. That's the thing. And one thing about what you're doing, stay away from the clicks. It's very cliquish. So with that being said, success don't come through clicks because clicks aren't the ones who's buying the books, if that makes any sense to you. Clicks aren't the ones that's going to be watching your videos. Clicks are going to do exactly what they do within the clicks and leave it at that. They don't know anything outside of the click. So therefore, if you're not following that path, you'll be more successful avoiding the clicks. And then the clicks will see you at a show. Like I'm going to use myself as an example. I'm at a show and all the clicks are making sales, but I'm also making a bunch of sales too. If that makes sense. And I'm not a part of your clicks. But one thing about this, and I think this started even when we were kids, it's all about a click for everybody. Everybody claiming we're different because we grew up nerds or blurs or whatever, and everybody looked at us a certain way because we were reading comic books and so on and so forth. I got that. That's cool. But you jump out of that, but you jump into forming a clique. You know what I mean? So with that being said, with this, what you're doing, I think it's a grand idea. It's a great idea. Keep up the good work. What I'm doing is great. I'm going to always keep up the good work, but avoid the clicks is the main thing. Clicks aren't going to be anything but the downfall of our industry. Our industry can't succeed if everybody is just click, click, click. We have an audience to appeal to, not the clicks. And if we clicking up and not appealing to the audience, we're doomed to fail before we even make it anywhere.
Wow. That is so true. So if I'm getting this right, so you basically saying like don't be trying to just attract the people you like and talk about the people you like and not try to talk about multiple people in different areas and because that's showing real unity because
Exactly.
yeah.
Well, go ahead, Finn. I've just cut you off by saying exactly, but that's basically what I'm saying in a nutshell. You have to be very inclusive with whatever and everything you do. As far as this industry is concerned, be inclusive, not exclusive. Because the reason being, at that point, now you're getting a bigger audience and a wide audience, like never before.
Hmm.
I know from experience.
Yes, sir. And you don't want that like bigger audience to just be attracted to a few people and then forget about everybody else. Because
Well,
that's not
well,
good.
people. The thing is, people buy what they like. That go without saying. If you got a product, they're going to buy what they like, and that's one thing I like about our fans or whatever. The fans, like I said, they come out, they buy exactly what they want. They know what they're looking for. They go to it, they buy it, and then they may walk across another table and be like, "Oh, this seems interesting. Let me get that as well." But the fact of the matter, the fans is what dictates. The fans should be who dictate what goes on in our market. In our market, as far as Black creators are concerned, like I said, the clicks are trying to dictate that what goes on.
Hmm.
If you get my drift, the clicks are what's important as far as doing Black comics. What's important are the fans, your fan base, and the more fans you get, the better. That's it. I'm here. I appeal to the people only. That's all I'm here for. It's for the people. Anybody else, they're irrelevant as far as I'm concerned. And what I mean by that, I sell a lot of books to a lot of people that look like me, a lot of people that don't look like me. Fact of the matter, I'm trying to appeal to my fan base, and I'm trying to gain more fans, and that's it.
Hmm. And that's a good thing because you're trying to appeal to your audience that likes your stuff, and that makes sense. Like you're not trying to be like, well, I'm gonna go this direction because I see, like you said, these few click people like this, and I'm gonna change my whole direction, and then that's gonna mess
Right.
you up.
Exactly. It takes away from what you're trying to do.
Mm. And that goes right into what we recently was talking about it. Like, you can't let your emotions get the best of you in that regard in terms of just like you said, just being so like, oh yeah, I got all them likes, I got a million likes, I got a million, like you said, clicks, but are you getting a million sales? Probably not.
Exactly.
Probably getting.
Because one thing about social media, you will get a whole bunch of hearts. That kind of happened to my friend who was doing the magazine. As a matter of fact, he got all these hearts, people liking it. They were like, "Wow, this is the ultimate deal." Blah blah blah. Everybody was making the comments, but no, I don't think he got the fight. He obviously didn't get the finance from all those likes. I think if I get 1,000 likes, I should be getting $1,000. And what I mean by that, I should be getting at least $1 from each person. If you like this so much, invest into it. It's not costing you much of anything. Does that make sense?
Yeah, because as I've been in the gaming industry on Facebook, they got this Facebook gaming, and you can give like $1 to somebody basically.
Right, and that's basically what I'm getting at. And once this person gets $1 from each like that he gets, then that means he can be more successful. He or she, I should say, will be more successful in what they're trying to do. You know what I mean? Because we can get likes all day. The likes don't generate funds. Likes don't generate money. Likes don't generate livelihood. You know what I mean? Likes don't generate support. That's just the icon. That's just the button that you hit online. But does it generate support? That's the whole thing. I can get 500 likes on something and may get every bit of $20 out of that.
Wow. You know what? That's funny. That's exactly what happened to me. I made a commercial for Spider-Man. I made like 40, but I made a commercial for Spider-Man, like the game. And I was like, you can get it. I got 28K views and 500 likes. And then out of that, I got like 2 sales and only made $40, 28K people.
Right. So that's why I said earlier about, being more interactive as far as, trying to create your own advertisement marketing strategy and just hit the people with that. And maybe if they see something more interactive, they'll donate or whatever, or they'll invest. A lot of Kickstarters, are out there now. I've actually been out for a minute. A lot of people, they cleaning up on Kickstarters. And like I said, some people aren't being successful at all as it relates to the Kickstarter. But I think also the only way you can be successful is to actually put your name out there and be really hitting that grind as far as a crowdfunding like Indiegogo or even Kickstarter, whatever crowdfunding, you really got to hit the ground hard. And you can't set the bar low either. If you have a low bar, you're not going to be successful because people are going to look at that and take no interest in it because they're going to look at it like you're not interested in it. So that being said, set your bar high, hit the ground running, and hit it hard. Advertise on a consistent basis, whether it's Kickstarter, Indiegogo, or whatever crowdfunding media you choose to use. I've seen some that are successful. They're getting tens of thousands of dollars, but me personally, I don't see, what's me personally, I don't really like the product. But there's some products I do like, and I usually donate to what I really like.
That makes sense because it's products out there where, like you said, it's low quality, and I don't understand how they make money from it. Like
millions. I seen somebody that had like stick figures with some bubble heads or whatever, and they made millions. They made like $10 million in crowdfunding. Yeah,
wow.
It was corny, but for me it was corny. But obviously people really liked it. Or since they were the other, they may have had some people that was that had some money though too. But I say if we could donate $1 to each brother or sister that's out here doing Black comics, doing Black comic book conventions, if each one of us could donate $1 or whatever, all of us would be successful.
That's true.
I got this book right here. Can you see it pretty good?
Yeah.
Dreadlocks. This is my Origins graphic novel. I got that on sale right now for half off. I've been advertising it all month long. I may have made 20 sales tops. This is my dopest book right here. That's the best book I ever put out.
I'm gonna have to
sales to that. That's my point.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna be supporting that book. I know I got Revelations 1 coming pretty soon, but
okay, yeah. Matter of fact, it should be there by the 22nd. I ran a check to see where all these orders were because for some reason I've been running into problems with the post office holding my books or whatever. I don't know what they're doing exactly.
Oh God!
Needless to say, they've been tracked, and yours should be there by the 22nd. Well, actually tomorrow, yeah, because tomorrow is the 22nd, right?
Oh yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. That's good.
All those. I had a lot of shipments I had to make that everybody should be getting them by tomorrow, but they had been shipped a while back.
Yes, sir.
Was it really crazy to me because the same day I did the shipment, it seemed like a couple of people had got their shipment the next day.
Post office be iffy sometimes.
Like yeah, I work in the post office, so I don't really down them too much because they pay for my my good living that I have.
Yes, sir. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to diss him, but I had this one time. I think it was UPS. It wasn't USPS. It was
Well,
UPS.
if it was a USPS, feel free. There's no problem.
Yeah, UPS. I was ordering some Voltron action figures for my dad that can transform.
Oh, UPS then.
It was
Yeah.
taking forever, and then they like, oh, it's a train crash that happened. It wasn't their fault. That happened in Phoenix, and it got delayed. And I was like, man, can this stuff come already? And they're like, it's coming tonight. On like,
Right.
on a day. It was taking forever, but it was worth it. And I understand that one thing, you have to be patient with with just all shipping. Have to be patient.
You know, that's the one thing I tell people as it relates to, dreadlocks or black watch, any of my books. I tell people all the time, be patient because once you get it, you're gonna love it.
Yes, sir.
Which ones did you order? You ordered Revelation and what else?
I think I might have ordered the Origin, the one that you just had in your hand, and Revelation. But if not, then I'm gonna be ordering the Origin pretty soon.
Okay. Because I sent a couple of origins out, now, like I said, a couple of weeks ago, and it seemed like it showed that they would be getting them on the 22nd.
All right. I
So
have
that's
to ask you, do you use the I know you probably seen the platform. Do you use TikTok at all?
well, I just downloaded TikTok or uploaded or whatever today, and I just want to see what it's like and uh, would it be feasible for me to use that, and would it work for what I do? Because it seems like there's a lot of videos on there where people doing quirky things or they're driving quirky big wheel trucks or whatever or something corny. But needless to say, I'm just trying to scan it, check it out, scout it, and see if it's worth me having. If it's not, then of course I'm going to get rid of it. But if it is, I will be using that platform as well. I want to try to use every form of platform there is to promote, the Motor City Black Age of comics and urban style comics. Um, that's the whole thing. I want to get more into social media platforms, but I think we need some platforms that we created, like Black creators. We need our own platforms. Don't get me wrong, the other platforms are cool and great and everything, but for us to really make a mark and do what we say we're all about, we need to establish our own platforms.
And speaking of that, actually, it's two social media apps that they made that's kind of up and coming. It's not all the way there, but it's built. It's just like it don't have as many people. Melanated People is one. Let me put that in the chat.
Melanated people.
Yeah, Melanated. It's free. Melanated People, and then they have where my phone at? Because I have both of them on my phone. So
Okay,
Melanated
shoot.
People. This is actually what Melanated People looks like if they can. Yeah, so it has that crystal
Oh, okay, okay.
on. Um, and then I just have to get better at posting it because I will say this: I'm not, not dissing them, but they will repost some of the same posts from different people over and over again, and like not
Mhm.
respond to posts. But that don't mean they're not interacting with your posts. They may be. You don't know. Some of the views you get it and stuff might actually be, from them. It's not like Facebook where they show you the people that's looking at your stuff like
Oh, got you. And
that.
this is by people of color or just something some Russian put together?
No, this is actually no, it's by black people. I don't know their names. I need to find out. But yeah, it's actually
you
by black.
know, they got out there. Russians. They doing a lot for black folks on social media right now.
I didn't know
But
that.
yeah, but what about it was one I was interested in or whatever. I think they charge called Black Spot. I think it's called spelled
I don't have that one.
BLAQUE spot. But I think
Okay.
you have to pay for that one.
Okay,
But
let me
I feel that I
see.
feel in general we do need to have more social media platforms that are geared towards us and not I think we do have them, but it seems like they're like dating sites or something like that. Nobody's looking for that. I'm trying to promote a business.
Cause it's like I'm not even gonna do this. I understand, the gaming industry, we're just getting into it really, because we've been doing games for everybody else. But most of the games that I see are retro, and it's not like the good looking retro for some of them. Like they had this one called Tree and Beatdown City. I
Okay.
like Streets of Rage, right?
Mm-hmm.
No. But other than that, like we are coming out with some pretty good games. Like we just need more 3D games. Like I want more 3D games.
Well, I'm working on a 3D game or whatever. It should be out. Well, I got a demo right now, but that's not the format I'm using. It's been changed somewhat.
Okay. Okay, so I found what you were talking about. So this is what we hold up. Yeah, this is it right here, guys. BlackSpotTV.com. I think that's the one.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, so I definitely be
I think we need more of that out here. More of us, I think more of us need to be on there, or a lot more of us need to be creating, black formats or whatever for our social media, and those that are in the comics or entertainment, some form of entertainment, can really get our stuff out there, and we can critique and we can promote. We have 20 plus million of us in the United States. All of us should be millionaires by now.
Sure. Thank you all, the people who have joined, including Blaze Hokage. Thank you for joining. But like you said, it is like you said, we got to make more of our own stuff, and like there is, like I know the Black Sands publishing app is coming out. I think it may be Android only, and that's gonna be a step in the right direction with him having, like, I don't know how many. He'll have a lot of comics on there. Black comics.
Check that out. See what it's all about. I did hear that in the interview or whatever, so I'll have to see, what he's all about, or if it's just a friend's app or something like that.
Yeah, actually, let me try to see if I can find the thing showing kind of what it looks like a little bit, because I think it's out now. Maybe. Let me see.
Okay.
No, it's not out yet, but this is what the page looks like. It's saying it's coming soon. And then they talking about it.
All right, shoot me that. I'll get on there.
Okay. Yes, sir. I would definitely be showing you that link. But yeah, like you said, we just got to continue making more of our own black things in every industry. Now, I will admit, an industry that we have a lot in the book industry and the cleaning industry, like we definitely could just really go with our own stuff, because we have more than enough companies making those things in our department. The only fields that we still are like relatively small in is, I say, like food, because we don't have a lot of farmland. Technology, we're going up in technology slowly. We actually are going up in that realm, but it's not enough of us in there, and we just need more of our own stuff.
Right, that is true. And the minute we do that, I think we'll be self-sustaining, and we're good. I think that's something, like I said, it's been needed forever. And I know some of us, we can't seem to grasp our mind around doing for self. A lot of us still feel that we need to have others backing us in order to be successful. Don't get me wrong, I appreciate others helping. It's not a big issue or whatever. But we need to learn how to, back ourselves or whatever. Like they say, pull your bootstraps up or whatever. We need to learn how to do that. A lot of us aren't in that mindset. A lot of us feel that we're not successful unless we got the other people endorsing us. But I'm going to make
true.
I'm going to make a poster myself, not in the near future, for the 28th for Black History Month, saying one of the Black creators of Black comics, Andre Batts. I see it's I keep getting these buzzes in my news feeds about creators of great American creators or whatever. And we're American, but we also Black as well. So we need to understand that.
Yeah, because we built this country on our sweat and blood.
That's first before I'm an American.
Yes, sir. Because we really built this country, honestly. I mean, like this sister had a Facebook. I don't even know if we can find it no more, but she had every invention that we made, and if we put it in a bag and took it away, and like it was almost nothing they would have. Like they have a few things, but not much.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. We've invented so many different things as far as inventions are concerned, and we don't even know half of that. You know, but like I said, we need to be more or less supporting one another. Like I said, if you're getting 100 likes or whatever, that should generate $100 right there, and that's anybody and everybody. If you're not getting any likes, then hey, it is what it is. Probably not getting any likes because of the clicks.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know.
Like this too, Jamie. The more successful you are, the more the clicks are going to be against you. Remember that.
That's true because, like you said, like, and then you like, because I went back on my YouTube videos and stuff, and then like you said, I see more and more dislikes, but like at the same time, it's like the same thing you have to not care because like all I care about is the views. If I'm getting 1,000+ views, that's great for me.
Exactly.
That they may hate it, but look, success for me.
One of the things about once you put yourself out here and people see what you're doing, a lot of times, you have those that's just disliking just to be disliking, just to have something to do for the most part, so they can generate conversation or whatever. And they don't care if the conversation is negative or positive for them, but negative for everybody else. They like to generate stuff like that. But the thing of the matter, we have to stay focused on what we're trying to do. Not get all caught up into that sidetrack nonsense or whatever. But Motor City Black Age of Comics, I was hoping to have a physical event this year, but at the rate it's going right now, it doesn't look like that's going to happen for 2021 either. And like I was speaking on it earlier, it's an event that I put together for people of color, brothers and sisters that are doing comics, they're doing science fiction, whatever they're doing, bring it on out because it's coming back. We'll be live action in no time. And the whole purpose is to showcase our talent and get it out there because we're not being exposed enough doing everybody else's shows. I'm I'm a piece of pepper inside of a salt jar. That makes sense.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that makes yes, sir.
That's usually how a Comic-Con is, an actual Comic-Con. Whereas when we do our own cons, such as, like I said, mostly Black Age of Comics, East Coast Black Age, Blurred Fest, a Blurred Con rather, Black Age Chicago, Afro Comic Con. When we do these events, you see a lot of us there, and you see the support there as well. That's all that matters, and that's what's important. But we just need more support, and that takes, advertisement, marketing, and things of that nature. We got to really market ourselves a little better to our people, because everybody else already sees us marketing, but we need our people to see it as well. Maybe we need some of the other people to come out and support. Maybe ours will start following them, because a lot of us don't seem to go to the right direction unless we see the other people going in that direction. You know, it's like we're peeping from around the corner while some white people or whatever walk into an urban style comics booth. Once we see them at the booth, oh, it's okay, it's safe. We'll go over there now. But we shouldn't have that mentality. Our mentality should automatically be, let me go over there and see what's happening with urban style comics.
Right. And the way to make that happen is, number one, people have to get rid of the slavery syndrome, in terms of they have to not want a white person to always have to be there with them for their approval, or because they feel like, they have to be approved by them. And like that's always been the biggest thing with a lot of black people. They feel like, I gotta be approved by the biggest white company in the world. No, you don't.
Exactly. Well, I don't know if you've ever heard the Message to the Grassroots by Malcolm X. You ever heard that before? Where it says, master is sick, you screaming, we sick. Master's house is burning down, you quicker to put it out before master put it out. You ever heard that one?
No, and if I did, it might have been like a long time ago.
Okay, you may want to pull that up. Message to the Grassroots. Pull it up. That's the mentality that we seem to have.
Yes, sir. Message.
One of my favorite speeches, that's for sure.
Wait, there we go. Yes. Okay, hold on. I don't want to get it through Wikipedia, because you know how they be altering stuff.
Oh yeah, Wikipedia, they alter everything.
Because this is literally a free site where you could literally log in and be like, change real fast. And I'm like,
somebody can go on there and change me to an Asian, make me white on there. They'll never know. Let's say dreadlocks, it's some guy with long yellow hair.
Oh God, no.
You got some people though that actually believe that, because why? That's their only sources, Wikipedia and Google and all that kind of stuff.
Wow.
See, back when I was coming up, we had actual books. We picked up the books and read them. I would go to the Shrine of the Black Madonna and get all my books. And then the Truth Bookstore opened up in Detroit and out in Southfield, Michigan. Go out there and get all my books, building them up, reading, getting that information. Now, all that information, if you try to buy it, it's rare to find it. And they're charging an arm and a leg for some of those books. I had a book, Nile Valley Contribution to Civilization by Anthony T. Broider, one of my favorite books. I recommend that to anybody. Try to buy it on Amazon right now.
What's the name of the book?
It's called The Nile Valley Civilization, Nile Valley Contribution to Western Civilization by Anthony T. Broider. That's one of the books I read years ago. I still got mine. It was so good. I bought went from the paperback copy to the hardback. I knew that the hardback would last a little bit longer, and I gave someone else my paperback copy. The thing of the matter, it's got some valuable information in it. That's what first got me into learning more about Kemet. Whatever, was reading that book in particular. Once I read that, I got into Kemet at that point. From that point on, reading everything. And then dreadlocks came into existence.
Well, thank you for telling me that detail. I didn't even know that. That was
it's a lot, but that's what I tell you. You gotta have, when you talk to me, you gotta have a list of questions like this.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Next time I will. I'm gonna have at least like 5,000. Okay, no, not 5,000.
But you answer all 5,000 of them too. But yeah, that got me into my studies or whatever back then. Reading that, getting into African origins of civilization, Man, God, and Civilization, the Medu Neter, volume 1 and 2 at that point by Rod Nefer Amen. And that just took me to a whole nother level. And then dreadlocks came into existence.
Wow.
outside of everything, I had a lot of things that was influencing me, or not in a negative way, but just influenced me in the right way. In my music that I was listening to, different images that I would see, and not only that, I think my greatest influencer is those that don't look like me. Those are my greatest inspirations. Think about it. They inspired me to do more for us, for self.
Hmm.
But the rest of us have to have that mentality to be inspired to do for self and not be out here thinking, oh, I'm selling a comic book, so I'm good. No, it's more than just selling a comic book. You got to be selling some form of culture in that comic book.
Right. And that's why, like, I was, like you said, speaking of that, was funny. A company just came out, black comic company called Urbanime. You probably might not have heard of them because they're like brand new.
Urbanime? Never heard. No, never heard of it.
Yeah. So they doing something like what you said. They including black culture in a comic book with like it's gonna be like anime themes, but it's gonna be the black experience, and comic book themes, but it's the black experience
Mhm.
around that. And that's what you do and what we need more of, like that kind of dynamic. That way you hit multiple types of people at the same time.
Right. Right. Exactly. Uh huh. That's the whole thing. If we can do that, we're good.
Yes, sir. Well, that was a lot of good tips and a lot of good conversation. And I thank you for telling me the origin of like some of the your influences that helped you to even be able to create your comic and some of your future plans. And I thank you for everything that you shared because you really just helped me because like I have been focusing too much on the likes, like you said, and the clicks, and oh my god, this video should be getting all the likes instead of it's really more about the views or just putting the content out there. You may
Right.
not
Right.
get that many views, but you put the content out there, and that's the thing. You got to put content out there, like you said, that's going to help to inspire your people and help them to do better and be
Right.
better as individuals.
Well, yeah, that's all it takes. Just stay focused, keep putting out the content or whatever. And once you start, pushing it more, as far as like any interviews you do, like if you're gonna have somebody on next week, start sharing their links to those interviews this week. Just push it every day on every site that you have. That also helps as far as getting more likes. That's going to give you your real likes right there. People that really like what you're doing, if that makes sense.
Yes, sir. Because what I did, like I said, I was doing that, and then I actually decided to go ahead and do the advertisement thing where everybody it got pushed out. It got pushed out to a nice amount of people, but as you stated, it was a few clicks with the hearts or whatever. Some of the people may be joining because I know it's like going back and forth.
Right.
Honestly, I don't know who really joined it, but we'll find out. You know.
Right. Well, the thing of the matter, Jamie, is this right here. You may not have all the people watching it at this moment because everybody be doing so many different things with their lives or whatever. They'll watch it once they get the opportunity. You know what I mean? That also generates, views for you as well. So that's usually how it goes. So whatever you're doing, the people may not be watching it at that moment in time, but they'll get around to it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Like I said, we had a pretty good conversation, and I thank you for your time and your consideration, and even allowing
Mhm.
me to interview you in the first place.
All right.
And
Well, thanks for having me.
yes, sir. I'm glad that we could have you. We need more of this kind of content. We need
Appreciate it.
actually wait, yeah, one last thing before I get off. So
Okay. All right. Got
uh,
one.
about TikTok, sorry, because I've been on there and messing around with it and getting, decent amount of views or whatever. So there
Mhm.
is like TikTok starting to kind of rise up on there. So like
Mhm.
if you some content, like you can do things like, do reviews and stuff. You can post, just different parts of your interviews and blogs and all kind of stuff. Like you just have to do multiple things with TikTok. That's just how it is. You could even make and all kind of stuff with your characters, and like you could put your character against this character. Not, I wonder, could Dreadlock beat Superman, and things of that nature. And then that'll attract people, and of course, hashtags.
Right. Okay. So I'm gonna look into it. Like I said, I just downloaded it yesterday or today, one of them. And I said I was going to play around with it and see, what it was all about. So since you presented that, I'm really going to go into it.
Yes, sir. Well, yes, sir. I pray that you have a blessed and a wonderful day, and thank you everybody who joined. And preferably, we'll actually be doing a part 3, maybe a while from now, because I'm actually getting ready to move within the next 2 weeks. We finally found a bigger space, so that's going to take a bit of adjusting.
Okay. I will keep you posted.
Yes, sir.
And thanks for having me again. If anybody interested in any urban style comics, urbanstylecomics.store, urbanstylecomics.com. Look me up.
Urban Style Comics. There we go. And that's where you can get his comic books right there.
Yeah, right now the Origins graphic novel is half off right now up until February the 28th.
You said half off.
What was your question again?
You said it was the Origin comic is half off.
Yeah, right now it's half off up until February the 28th, last day of February. All in celebration of our so-called Black History Month.
Yeah, honestly, everybody's Black History Month. Because it's an interesting fact that I'm gonna say before we get off. So potato chips, right? We love those, right? But did everybody know that it was a Native American brother and sister? He made potato chips really out of anger. It was it wasn't on purpose. So his name is George Crumb, and he had this customer come in, like he normally made the big giant fries. And so this customer came in and said, he gave him the fries. And he was like, nah, I don't want that. Can you make it thinner? And then he kept telling him to make it thinner until finally he was like, I can't do it anymore because this was. And so he made it super thin to make him mad. And then the dude was like, oh, that was delicious. Then the guy made his own potato chip company after he was like, oh, well, this works.
Also on another note, real quick before we go, the Black History Month actually started through Connor G. Woodson. It's Black History Week, which is a black man. He started that, and it started off as Black History Week, and eventually, corporations made them up. That's it.
Okay. Yes, sir. I didn't know that either. Thank you for that fact. I didn't even know that.
He wrote the book Miseducation of the Negro.
Now that I heard of because of my
book.
Yes, sir.
And I will keep posting once I start up my streaming for the Motor City Black Age of comics called The Chronicles of the Revolutionary Nerd.
Chronicles of the Revolutionary Nerd.
Coming soon.
Sure. So I'll be looking out for that. And I definitely continue to support. And I would definitely be doing my review. Once I get the books, I'll be doing my review rounds. I got a lot to review, but I'll be doing that.
All right. Well, let me know.
Yes, sir.
All right. One love, brother. And I appreciate it. And you keep up the good work.
You too, sir.
All right. Peace.
Peace. All right. Thank you for watching, everybody. So see y'all later. Thank y'all so much. And I pray that you have a blessed and a wonderful day. And I hope it was informational, and I hope it helped you to feel better today if you wasn't feeling good. And see you later.